It's Monday, October 17th. Welcome to The Big Story. I'm Haryanto Diman. Subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you will not miss an episode. China's Communist Party Congress is underway in Beijing, where President Xi Jinping is certain to assume a third five-year term as party leader at the end of the week when the meetings end. In his opening speech, which is being scrutinized for his vision of what China will do in the next 5 years, Mr. Xi struck a combative tone as he railed against the bullying behavior of other countries. And in a full report given out after his speech, he described China as being confronted by drastic changes in the international landscape, especially external attempts to blackmail, contain, blockade, and exert maximum pressure on China. On Taiwan, which has come under spotlight following a visit by U.S. Speaker Nancy Pelosi in August, he had similarly strong words, saying that China will not rule out the option of using military force.
The resolution of the Taiwan issue is a matter for the Chinese ourselves to decide. We insist on striving for the prospect of peaceful reunification with the greatest sincerity and with the greatest effort. However, we are not committed to abandoning the use of force, and we reserve the option of taking all necessary measures.
And in Japan, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has ordered an investigation into the Unification Church. Now, this comes after the assassination of former Premier Shinzo Abe in July, which exposed close ties between the church, founded in South Korea, and ruling party lawmakers. The suspected killer, Mr. Tetsuya Yamagami, said his mother was bankrupted by the church and blamed Mr. Abe for promoting it. Mr. Yamagami shot at Mr. Abe at an election rally, who later died of his wounds. Mr. Kishida today instructed the Education and Culture Minister to prepare an investigation into the church under the Religious Corporations Act. He apologized and acknowledged that many LDP members had ties to the church, which he said undermined public trust in the government. He said he was taking seriously allegations that the church left many followers impoverished and their families left in financial straits. A film by local filmmaker KWEK has been barred from being distributed or screened in Singapore. Authorities say that it, quote, denigrates a religious community and has the potential to cause enmity and social division. The film, titled Look at Me, premiered in New York in July and tells the story of two twin brothers, one of whom is gay, who takes action after witnessing a pastor condemning homosexuality. The pastor was also later shown engaged in an act prohibited by his professed faith. The Infocom Media Development Authority said that the film is assessed to have exceeded the film classification guidelines. It consulted the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Culture, Community and Youth in the making of the decision. In setting out its reasons, it said that the film indicates that it is inspired by true events. This implies that leaders of the religious community have engaged in such behavior, said the authority. Films that are refused classification in Singapore are effectively banned as they cannot be legally sold, rented, possessed, imported or made public here. This includes online platforms, says the IMDA. Singapore's key exports showing a rather dismal performance in September with a 3.1% rise year-on-year following the 11.4% growth in August. And the weak Nordex numbers are led by a fall in electronics exports for the second straight month, shrinking by a sharper 10.6% year-on-year following the 4.5% drop in August. Singapore's National Parks Board has relocated an otter HOLT from a residential area in SELETAR estate for their welfare and to mitigate potential issues from human-wildlife encounters. The 6 otters had wandered away from the waterways and established a HOLT in the estate recently. The number of otters in Singapore has increased to 170 island-wide, and NPARKS will take action to manage their population, which includes relocating them and possibly sterilization in the long term. And here's something for dinosaur fans. Bones belonging to a T-Rex will be on display here, but you'll only have 3 days to catch it between October 28th and 30th. Excavated in the US in 2020, the dinosaur skeleton will be on show at the Victoria Theatre and Concert Hall before it goes to auction in Hong Kong, where it's estimated to fetch between 15 and 25 million US dollars. Now, you don't need to pay to see the T-Rex, but will need to register in advance. Those are top stories today. Visit straitstimes.com for more news and our YouTube channel for more videos. Subscribe by clicking the red button below. I'm Harian Tudiman. Join us tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.